Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the swirling drama and intense emotions set to unfold in Port Charles on Monday, May 5th. From hidden secrets and heart-wrenching confessions to risky teenage antics and calculated sabotages, this episode promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Let's explore the intricate web of relationships, betrayals, and shocking revelations that await our beloved characters in this detailed preview of what's to come. Explosive secrets and tense confrontations. First up, the dynamic between Lois Chirulo and Maxi Jones takes center stage as they share a candid conversation. Lois, with her characteristic warmth, opens up to Maxi about her concerns for Brooklyn Quartermaine, hinting that she believes Brooklyn will soon need a steadfast friend to lean on during turbulent times. However, Maxi, ever the perceptive one, picks up on subtle cues in Lois' tone and body language and unspoken hesitation that suggests there's more to the story. Could Lois be guarding a deeper, more troubling secret about Brooklyn's past? As their chat unfolds, Maxi's journalistic instincts kick in, and she gently probes for the truth, sensing a storm brewing just beneath the surface. Meanwhile, Lois finds herself in a precarious position later in the episode when Tracy Quartermaine, with her piercing gaze and no-nonsense demeanor, corners her. Rumor has it that Tracy might have gotten wind of Brooklyn's long-buried adoption secret after an emotional slip from Brooklyn herself. The tension is palpable as Lois struggles to navigate Tracy's sharp interrogation, torn between protecting her daughter's privacy and facing the matriarch's relentless pursuit of answers. Emotional turmoil and unspoken love. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Lulu Spencer finds herself wrestling with a torrent of emotions as she confronts Dante Falconeri about a perceived imbalance in their dynamic. With a mix of frustration and vulnerability, Lulu questions why Brooklyn's feelings seem to take precedence over her own in Dante's heart. Her words carry the weight of years of unresolved pain, and Dante, caught off guard by her raw honesty, feels a pang of guilt for unintentionally making Lulu feel sidelined. Their exchange turns deeply emotional, as Dante offers a heartfelt apology, hoping to mend the rift between them. The air crackles with unspoken tension, and in a moment of unguarded passion, Lulu might just let slip a confession that could change everything that she still harbors deep, unshakable love for him. Will this revelation rekindle old flames or further complicate their already tangled history? Fans will be watching with bated breath to see how Dante responds to this bombshell. Regrets and revelations at the Quartermaine estate. Speaking of Brooklyn, her world continues to unravel as she grapples with the aftermath of revealing a deeply personal chapter of her past to Tracy Quartermaine. Having disclosed the heart-wrenching story of her teenage pregnancy and the decision to give her child up for adoption, Brooklyn now faces Tracy's probing questions about whether she regrets that fateful choice. Tracy, though often stern, shows a rare glimpse of empathy as she encourages Brooklyn to lay bare her innermost thoughts. Is there a lingering ache in Brooklyn's heart for the child she never knew? Or has time healed those wounds, allowing her to find peace with her decision? Tracy's gentle yet firm approach might just coax Brooklyn into exploring emotions she's kept buried for years, offering viewers a poignant look into the complexities of motherhood, loss, and self-forgiveness in the storied Quartermaine family. Ultimatums and dangerous decisions. Back with Maxi Jones, the drama escalates as she finds herself caught in a high-stakes situation. Following the events of Friday's episode, Maxi is confronted with a stern ultimatum from an undisclosed figure, placing her in an incredibly tight spot. Could this be tied to her professional endeavors at deception, or is it a personal matter threatening to upend her life? Her fiery spirit will be tested as she weighs her options, each choice carrying significant consequences. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, teenage rebellion takes a dangerous turn as Danny Morgan continues to lead Rocco Falconeri astray. Having persuaded Rocco to ditch their usual hangouts for a college bonfire at the beach, Danny pushes the boundaries further by encouraging Rocco to embrace the party culture complete with underage drinking. Danny, eager to fit in with the older crowd, insists that a few sips of alcohol are the key to blending in, but his reckless influence puts both boys at risk of severe repercussions. Will a concerned bystander intervene before things spiral out of control, or will the night end in disaster for the young duo? Bonfire intrigue and ruthless sabotage. The college bonfire serves as more than just a backdrop for teenage mischief, it's also the setting for lighter moments and darker schemes. Emma Scorpio Drake, fresh off grueling hours of work on her intricate data model for Professor Henry Hank Dalton's demanding class, lets her guard down at the event. Sharing a playful exchange with Giovanni Gio Palmieri, Emma teases that she's not intimidated by his charm, their banter providing a rare moment of levity amidst the chaos. However, not everyone at the bonfire has innocent intentions. Jocelyn Jacks, fueled by ambition and a desire to outshine her peers, partners with the cunning Vaughn to orchestrate a devious plan against Emma. Determined to eliminate her as competition, Jocelyn sets her sights on Emma's prized thumb drive, which holds critical data for her project. With Vaughn's tech-savvy assistance, Jocelyn schemes to steal and corrupt the device, hoping to sabotage Emma's academic standing. Will their plot succeed, or will Emma sense the danger lurking in the shadows of the flickering bonfire? Accusations and hidden truths. Over in another corner of Port Charles, Carly Corinthos delivers a bombshell confrontation to Nina Reeves, armed with damning security footage that seems to implicate Nina in a sinister plot. Carly, never one to back down, demands answers, pushing Nina to confess to her role in the so-called Jacinda scheme, a calculated effort to drive a wedge between Drew Kane and Willow Corinthos. Nina, cornered and under pressure, might just admit to the lengths she went to in order to manipulate the situation, revealing the depth of her desperation. However, her carefully laid plans could crumble as Willow, unaware of the brewing storm, agrees to accompany Drew to General Hospital for a crucial blood test. Dr. Isaiah Gannon is set to unveil the results, but whispers suggest that Portia Robinson might be pulling strings behind the scenes, possibly enlisting Brad Cooper to tamper with the findings. Will the test reveal traces of ketamine in Drew's system, confirming foul play, or will Portia's intervention obscure the truth? The stakes couldn't be higher as this medical mystery unfolds. Criminal shadows and unanswered questions. Finally, Max Scorpio stumbles upon troubling news of criminal activity stirring in Port Charles. As the ever-vigilant police chief, Mac is determined to get to the bottom of the situation, but the nature of the crime remains shrouded in mystery. Could this be linked to Drew's allegations of being targeted in a malicious scheme, or does it pertain to the reckless antics at the college bonfire? Perhaps there's an entirely new threat emerging on the horizon, one that could endanger more of Port Charles's residents. Mac's investigation promises to unearth critical details, and his seasoned instincts will undoubtedly lead to unexpected discoveries that could shake the town to its core. Next, we will delve into a tantalizing rumor swirling around Port Charles that could ignite a fiery new chapter for Alexis Davis. Whispers suggest that the notorious Jen Sidwell might just be the next name added to Alexis' long list of dangerous romantic entanglements. As the chemistry between these two seemingly opposite characters sizzles on screen, we're left wondering if Sidwell fits the mold of Alexis' undeniable bad boy type. Join us as we unpack this intriguing possibility, explore Alexis' complex history with questionable men, and speculate on what this potential pairing could mean for her future in this thrilling, in-depth look at General Hospital's latest twist. A surprising chemistry test in Port Charles. The buzz around Port Charles is impossible to ignore as the ABC soap appears to be testing the waters with a surprising new dynamic between Alexis Davis and the villainous Jen Sidwell. At first glance, this pairing strikes viewers as an unlikely match, almost a contradiction in terms. Sidwell, with his dark allure and lawless reputation, stands in stark contrast to Alexis, who often projects an image of moral uprightness, compassion, and integrity. Yet, keen observers of General Hospital will note that the show seems to be deliberately placing these two in charged situations, allowing their interactions to spark with undeniable tension. Could this be a deliberate move by the writers to gauge fan reactions to such an unexpected coupling? Beneath the surface of Alexis' polished exterior lies a far more complicated woman, one whose past actions paint a picture of moral ambiguity. From concealing her daughter's violent tendencies to her involvement in cover-ups of murders, illicit schemes, and even deceptions regarding her children's paternity, Alexis is no stranger to the shadows. This hidden side of her character suggests that Sidwell's dangerous edge might not be as off-putting to her as one might assume, setting the stage for a romance that could defy all expectations. Alexis' pattern of dangerous attractions. Diving deeper into Alexis' romantic history reveals a clear and consistent pattern. She's irresistibly drawn to men who walk on the wild side, often with devastating consequences. This attraction to bad boys isn't just a fleeting phase. It's practically woven into her DNA. Take Sonny Corinthos, for instance, the father of one of her children and arguably the most infamous criminal in Port Charles history. Sonny's life is a tapestry of violence, orchestrating murders and abductions with chilling ease, yet his disarming charm, those signature dimples, seems to cast a spell over Alexis. Despite his heinous acts, she finds herself not only excusing his behavior but passionately defending him, even when his actions horrify those around her. It's as if Sonny's darker deeds are eclipsed by a magnetic pull that Alexis can't resist. This blind loyalty extends to her professional circle as well, with her law partner Diane Miller often stepping in to shield Sonny and his right-hand man, Jason Morgan, from the long arm of the law. Could Sidwell, with his own brand of ruthless charisma, tap into the same vulnerable spot in Alexis' heart, becoming her latest obsession? Rick Lansing, the charming yet scheming Silver Fox. Another chapter in Alexis' saga of complicated romances is Rick Lansing, the father of her most level-headed daughter, Molly Lansing Davis, and Sonny's half-brother. While Rick may not carry the same level of criminal notoriety as Sonny, he's far from a saint, operating with a cunning that's only half as overt but twice as insidious. His past is littered with questionable decisions, from abducting Carly Spencer and holding her hostage to marrying Nina Reeves purely for her fortune while entangled in a scandalous affair with Nina's mother, Madeline. Currently, Rick is embroiled in a murky blackmail scheme, proving that his penchant for deceit hasn't waned with time. Yet, with his suave demeanor and silver fox appeal, Rick exudes a charm that keeps him from being wholly dismissed by Alexis. Though she may not champion his cause with the same fervor she reserves for Sonny, there's an unspoken understanding that she won't completely turn her back on him. This lingering connection hints at Alexis' inability to fully sever ties with men who straddle the line between right and wrong, making Sidwell's entrance into her orbit seem less far-fetched by the day. Echoes of mobster romance with Julian Jerome. Turning the pages further back in Alexis' tumultuous love life, we encounter Julian Jerome, the notorious mobster father of her eldest daughter via the late Sam McCall. Julian's presence in Alexis' past is marked by moments of raw danger, most memorably when he held a knife to her throat in a chilling display of menace. Yet, even in the face of such threats, Alexis found herself distracted by Julian's undeniable physical allure and commanding presence, allowing his darker impulses to blur under the weight of attraction. His mobster lifestyle, riddled with violence and treachery, didn't deter her. Instead, it seemed to fuel a forbidden fascination. This recurring theme of being captivated by men who embody danger underscores why Sidwell might be a perfect fit for Alexis' romantic blueprint. If she were to protest the idea of falling for yet another rogue, a stroll down memory lane revisiting these intense, often perilous relationships would surely remind her of the allure she can't seem to escape. Additional bad boy chapters in Sidwell's fit. Alexis' roster of ill-advised romances doesn't end with Sonny, Rick, or Julian. Even Sean Butler, another figure from her past, fits the mold as an enforcer for Sonny's criminal empire. Sean's role as muscle for the mob placed him squarely in the category of dangerous men that Alexis gravitates toward, further cementing her type as someone who thrives on the edge of chaos. Each of these relationships reveals a facet of Alexis' psyche, a yearning for intensity, perhaps a subconscious thrill in taming or being consumed by the untamable. Enter Jen Sidwell, whose villainous credentials check every box on Alexis' list of romantic weaknesses. His law-breaking ways, shrouded in mystery and menace, mirror the traits that have historically drawn Alexis in, making him a prime candidate to become her next great, albeit risky, love. Could Sidwell's rough exterior hide a complexity that Alexis feels compelled to unravel, just as she has with others before him? What lies ahead for Alexis and Sidwell? As General Hospital continues to tease the possibility of a connection between Alexis Davis and Jen Sidwell, fans are left buzzing with anticipation over where this storyline might lead. Will Alexis once again fall prey to her pattern of pursuing men who embody danger and defiance, or could Sidwell prove to be a turning point, challenging her to break free from her past? Their interactions thus far hint at a smoldering chemistry that could either ignite into a passionate affair or explode into catastrophic conflict. One thing is certain, Sidwell's presence in Port Charles adds a fresh layer of intrigue to Alexis' already complicated life, promising drama, heartbreak, and perhaps a redemption arc or a deeper descent into her own contradictions. Next, we will uncover a gripping new twist in Port Charles that could set off an explosive chain of events, as Jordan Ashford's latest maneuver threatens to unravel secrets even Anna Devane might not anticipate. A calculated confession, hidden agendas, and a dangerous game of deception are at the heart of this unfolding drama. Jordan's startling revelation to Anna about her discomfort with Mayor Laura Collins' questionable connections to Sonny Corinthos is just the tip of the iceberg. Behind the scenes, a meticulously crafted plot is brewing, targeting powerful players like Drew Quartermaine and Jen Sidwell. Join us as we dive into the layers of intrigue, explore the stakes of this high-risk scheme, and speculate on whether Jordan can maintain her facade under Anna's discerning gaze in this comprehensive look at the brewing storm in Port Charles. A shocking confession sparks suspicion. The streets of Port Charles are buzzing with tension as Jordan Ashford drops a bombshell on Anna Devane, admitting a gnawing unease about Mayor Laura Collins' seemingly shady affiliations with the infamous mob boss, Sonny Corinthos. On the surface, Jordan's words drip with sincerity, portraying a woman tormented by a crisis of conscience, unable to remain silent as Laura appears to blur ethical lines with her cozy rapport with Sonny. Her voice trembles with feigned regret as she paints a vivid picture of moral conflict, suggesting that Laura's alliances could compromise the integrity of her office. However, what Anna doesn't suspect is that this emotional outpouring is nothing more than a carefully rehearsed act, a single move in a much larger chess game. Jordan's confession is designed to plant seeds of doubt and misdirection, but will Anna, with her razor-sharp instincts as police commissioner, swallow this tale of guilt, or will she sense the undercurrent of deception? As Jordan lays out her concerns, Anna's piercing gaze seems to search for cracks in her story, hinting that she might already be questioning the authenticity of this sudden moral awakening. The hidden scheme behind the guilt. Unbeknownst to Anna, Jordan's apparent turmoil is a mere facade, a critical piece of an elaborate scheme orchestrated in tandem with Laura Collins herself. The true purpose of this charade is far more audacious than a simple expression of concern. It's a calculated effort to ensnare Drew Quartermaine and Jen Sidwell in a web of their own deceit. Jordan and Laura have been working in secrecy, crafting a plan to outmaneuver these two formidable figures whose own shadowy dealings pose a growing threat to the stability of Port Charles. Laura's supposed ties to Sonny are nothing but a clever ruse, a smokescreen intended to lull Drew and Sidwell into a false sense of security, believing they hold the upper hand. Meanwhile, Jordan plays her part with precision, using her heartfelt confession to Anna as a diversion, stirring chaos to keep prying eyes away from their real intentions. Behind closed doors, late-night meetings in dimly lit corners of Laura's office have seen the duo mapping out every detail of this intricate trap, ensuring their moves remain undetected. But can Jordan sustain this illusion without tipping her hand, especially under the scrutiny of someone as perceptive as Anna? Laura's role in the dangerous game. Laura Collins, as the mayor of Port Charles, is no stranger to navigating treacherous waters, but her involvement in this plot showcases a side of her that thrives on strategic cunning. Her apparent coziness with Sonny Corinthos, a man synonymous with organized crime, is a deliberate performance, a bait designed to draw Drew and Sidwell into making a fatal misstep. By projecting an image of questionable alliances, Laura aims to manipulate their perceptions, making them believe she's vulnerable or compromised, thus underestimating her true power. This facade is bolstered by carefully staged public appearances where she's seen exchanging hushed words with Sonny at local events, fueling rumors of collusion. Meanwhile, Jordan's role as the whistleblower adds credibility to the narrative, creating a ripple effect of suspicion that keeps their targets guessing. However, maintaining this illusion is a delicate balancing act. If Laura's interactions with Sonny appear too contrived or theatrical, the entire plan risks exposure. Drew and Sidwell, both seasoned in their own games of power, are not easily fooled, and any slip could turn the hunters into the hunted, leaving Laura and Jordan vulnerable to retaliation from these dangerous adversaries.